This is Vaquero News.
We all hope you had a great first week back to school. As of 8 a.m. this morning, Hidalgo County has 28 confirmed cases of COVID-19, and Cameron County has 20 confirmed cases. Both counties have actioned a shelter-in-place order. Victor Rivero tells you what you need to know.
Last week, Cameron and Hidalgo County issued orders that mandate their residents to not leave their houses. According to Cameron County's order, shelter-in-place means that individuals living at Cameron County shall shelter at their place of residence for a period of 14 days. Cameron County Judge Eddie Trevino Jr. says through a public service announcement on their YouTube channel that all confirmed cases in the county have been travel-related.
All of the cases that we've had so far, we have 6, have been confirmed travel cases. In other words, they either traveled to another part of the country or they traveled to Europe.
The shelter-in-place has some exemptions that include essential personal activities from visiting doctors to veterinarians or to buy groceries and medicines. Other exemptions include those who work essential infrastructure operations such as governmental functions, grocery stores, and pharmacies. The order states that people who do not comply will receive a fine up to $1,000 or up to 180 days in jail. Accounting senior Cristal Silva says she does not think there is a difference made with the shelter-in-place order.
And I really don't think there's much of a difference that's been made with the exception of people maybe being fined or thrown in jail if they don't comply.
Some residents have been affected by the shelter-in-place in many ways. An example is criminal justice senior Rolando Villanueva, who says although he's in favor of the order, he lost his job.
So I was affected by, I work at a restaurant in Brownsville, and a lot of us lost our jobs. We all have to we have to start applying for unemployment, applying for other jobs.
Cameron County's order is set to end on April 8 and Hidalgo County's order until April 10. The dates are subject to change by Cameron County's Commissioner Court, and for Hidalgo County, Judge Cortez will decide on whether to extend the order. To keep up with the county's precaution measures, visit co.cameron.tx.us or hidalgocounty.us. This is Victor Rivero for Vaquero News.
In the efforts to help students, UTRGV announced a boost in the recently announced Tuition Advantage program. Jerry Galindo reports.
Since early March, President of UTRGV, Guy Bailey, has released numerous emails to students, faculty, and staff regarding the university's response to COVID-19. But last week, President Bailey took to the university's Facebook account to release a video from home statement on alterations made to the Tuition Advantage program.
Today, we're announcing that in order to help our students in these difficult times, we're raising that cap to $95,000. In addition to that, we're extending the deadline to May the 1st.
Since the inception of Tuition Advantage in September of 2019, the then announced maximum adjusted family gross income was $75,000 or less. The recent increasement makes for an additional $20,000 to qualify, resulting in an overall $95,000. Incoming transfer mass communications junior Adrian Daniel Mancias explains how his originating university, South Texas College, offered no such program, prompting him to take advantage.
Since I went to SCC, I didn't receive any financial aid over there because my mom made too much. So now that I'm going to UTRGV, this grant was implemented. I think it's going to be huge for myself and my family. So I see this as a big opportunity for a lot of people.
President Bailey says the Tuition Advantage was already one of the best support programs in the state of Texas and the United States. Expectations of what the program will do for students during the battle against COVID-19 is something President Bailey also expresses.
Our goal is really simple. We don't want the hard economic times. We don't want the coronavirus. We don't want anything interrupting your progress toward your degree. We want your education to progress just as you do.
Changes to the Tuition Advantage program are already being finalized and implemented on the online portal for returning and incoming students. For more information regarding the Tuition Advantage program, visit utrgv/ucentral/tuition-advantage. This is Jerry Galindo for Vaquero Radio News.
In times of uncertainty, UTRGV's food pantry is open and offering curbside pickup. Victor Rivero reports.
The UTRGV Food Pantry, amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, will continue their service on providing aid for students who experience food insecurities. The Food Pantry offers a grocery list from the foods available in the pantry for students to choose from for a whole week's work. The Student Food Pantry Coordinator and Social Work Senior, Jacqueline Herrera, says the purpose of the Food Pantry is to make sure no student goes hungry.
The purpose of the food pantry is, to help out students, to make sure that no student goes hungry, to, ensure that every student has groceries for a whole week.
Herrera says the typical foods a student can find there are water, orange juice, chicken, eggs, different kinds of fruit, as well as vegetables. The food pantry receives many of the food it provides from a food bank in FAR and from donations from the community. History sophomore Carlos Aguirre says students with low income are able to take advantage of this service.
So many students are taking advantage of the place because not all of us have high income and we don't have the opportunity to buy groceries, and the food pantry helps the student get some food.
Herrera says that the food pantry in Brownsville serves 60 to 80 students per week. Herrera says that the food pantry is now working on moving the grocery list online. That way, students can pick up their food once a week while keeping a healthy social distance. Biology senior Alfredo Macias says he thinks the food pantry should be promoted more with students.
So I think it should be a good idea, to just promote it with our students, or, just a way that they know where to go or what they have to do in order to obtain some food.
The food pantry is located at Cavalry Hall, room 101 and 102 on the Brownsville campus, and at the Edinburgh campus at the University Center, room 114. For more information on the food pantry in the Brownsville campus, call 956-882-7126. This is Victor Rivero for Vaquero News.
Since we're all at home, maybe consider adding a furry friend to your household. Animal shelters across the nation are asking people to adopt or foster animals during this quarantine. After urging people to care for animals, the Humane Society of Harlingen went from 87 dogs and cats to only 2 in a matter of 4 days. This shelter's communication coordinator, Sarah Cano, explains that during a crisis, people tend to drop off more animals, with less people fostering and adopting.
In times of uncertainty, shelters, not just our shelters all over the nation, experience increased intake. So we have more people either dropping off dogs, more strays coming in, and fewer people doing adoptions and fosters historically.
Cano says that although all the employees love working with animals, they are unable to take care of all of them from their own homes. She explains why the shelter is pushing more for foster care.
We decided that we wanted to try to get all the animals out, like I said, via foster or adoptive homes. And we really did a big push for fosters because the way that we see it, a foster home, even if only temporary, it's better that they're there than in the shelter.
According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's website, there is no evidence that, quote, companion animals, including pets, can spread COVID-19, end quote. In order to prevent the spread of the coronavirus, Humane Society of Harlingen is doing curbside pickup, in which you file for the paperwork from your car and the employee brings you the furry companion. To learn more about how to adopt or foster for an animal during this time, visit their website at humanesocietyofharlingen.org. This is Samantha Garza for Vaquero News.
And now, Vaquero Sports.
With all sports canceled for recruitment season, Luis Rubio tells you how UTRGV is recruiting incoming athletes.
COVID-19 is changing spring recruiting routines for UTRGV head coaches. During the global outbreak of COVID-19, the NCAA issued new guidelines and regulations regarding recruiting, including no official and unofficial visits to campuses by potential student athletes and a recruiting dead period until April 15th. UTRGV coaches have had to adjust, like Todd Lowry of UTRGV women's volleyball, by giving possible recruits virtual campus tours over the phone.
We kind of did campus tours via video chat with 2 or 3 kids as it looked like getting them to campus was going to be a challenge this spring. So when we walked kids around by video chat and showed them everything here.
Before the NCAA's moratorium on recruiting, UTRGV women's volleyball signed JUCO transfer outside hitter Yasmin De Silva and setter Emily Holder. However, with shelter-in-place orders by Hidalgo County regarding COVID-19, head coach Paul Lees of UTRGV men's soccer says contacts within the sport will become important in recruiting players to UTRGV.
In the last 10 days, we ended up having 2 commitments, come through the final spots that we're looking to put in place for the squad in the fall. And I relied heavily on a club coach that I know well, I trust. He also knows my program well. He knows the type of players I recruit. He knows the type of team, the style of play. So that relationship now becomes even more valuable.
Although the new guidelines for recruiting creates new and unprecedented challenges for UTRGV head coaches, as Coach Lowry explains that the decision of the NCAA to suspend recruiting decision was the correct one.
I think they've done a good job. I think there was a need to put us on a dead period because if they don't, there's always that one program or those 2 or 3 programs that are willing to take risks. And then as soon as 2 or 3 take risks, then 6 or 7 take risks. And then pretty soon we're just basically all back to doing what we were doing before.
For Vaquero Radio, I'm Luis Rubio.
And Hector Tamez tells us all about a young competitor in Nintendo's Super Smash Bros. Tournaments.
A 12-year-old threat is on the rise for the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate competitive scene in the RGV. The threat is 7th grader Ethan Xavier, otherwise known as Shattuck. He is currently ranked number 6 in the RGV Smash Ultimate Community's power rankings. UTRGV English sophomore Lucas Garza says what it's like to play against Shattuck in tournaments.
It was really difficult. It was just a little overwhelming, but it was also kind of exciting.
Garza adds on by saying that people like playing against Shattuck because he is a very good player and a fun presence to be around. Garza describes what he thinks about Shattuck as a competitor in the RGV.
He's really talented. I feel like people underestimate him because there's a lot of other good players at his level. So I think a lot of people could just easily beat him, but that's not true.
Garza said that Shattuck could beat anyone, even the best players in the RGV. Shattuck says that he loves the feeling of winning. Shattuck says that his goal as a competitive Smash player is to prove people's misconceptions wrong about his age and the character that he plays.
I just want to prove people wrong about my age and about the character that I play. Showing people that it doesn't matter who you play, it just matters about the person. And if you can make it happen, it can happen. It's possible.
With his goal to prove people wrong, Shattuck plans to move up the ranks and compete in more Smash tournaments. You may run into Shattuck in your local Super Smash Bros. Ultimate tournament, so keep practicing and be ready to compete. This is Hector Tamez for Vaquero News.
For today's weather report. Hello, Vaqueros, coming to you with today's weather report. In Brownsville, the skies will be partly cloudy with temperatures peaking at 2 p.m. at 86 degrees and dropping to the mid-70s once that sun goes down. Edinburgh looks a bit cloudier than Brownsville. Edinburgh does reach 86 around noon, but then gets a slight peak of sunshine right before the sunset at 6:49 p.m. tonight. Looks like temperatures will continue to rise throughout the week, so remember to drink plenty of water, Vaqueros.
And now, for the latest events on campus.
Attention UTRGV students, due to the coronavirus under the advisement of UT Health RGV, we encourage you to practice social distancing. Do not take public transportation. Postpone large social gatherings. Avoid crowded places. Use online shopping or delivery services when possible. Limit food sharing and keep your distance from others while avoiding to touch your face, eyes, or nose. And remember, Vaqueros, wash your hands frequently for around 20 seconds and use 60% rubbing alcohol containing hand sanitizers after touching surfaces.
To facilitate access to medical care, student health sites in both Edinburgh and Brownsville are now open on Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to noon. Employees may visit our UT Health RGV site on Jackson Road in Edinburgh from 8 a.m. to noon on weekends. Controlling the rapid spread of coronavirus is everyone's responsibility.
UTRGV dorms are asking any student who can safely return to their home to prepare to check out by tomorrow, March 31st. Those include residing at Unity Hall, Heritage Hall, Troxel Hall, Village Apartments, or Casa Bella Apartments. To learn more about this, visit utrgv.edu/housing. And that's it for today's newscast. If you have any story ideas, send us an email to radio@utrgv.edu. And you can find all of our stories posted on our Facebook throughout the week. We'll see you next Monday at 9 a.m. here on Vaquero Radio.